Dash Wing is a medium-range gap closer that hits twice when making contact with an enemy. And the more focus you have at the time when using this PA, the longer the dash becomes. With just this PA, your weapon action, and Soaring Blade's focus in the skill tree, you will then have your main bouncer combo. The idea is to first be in the air, and then dash wing to the target. And after your hit lands, weapon action away from the target, which will then toss out photon blades, and get you out of harm's way. And then open you up to do it all over again starting with dash wing. This combo becomes even better when paired with Photon Blade's escape in your skill tree, which gives some invulnerability at the beginning of the weapon action movement. To even further boost this combo, you can use an active buff in the skill tree called Photon Blade's Fever, and this doubles the amount of Photon Blades thrown per weapon action and increases the damage by 30% for the duration. Disperser Shrike moves you forward while hitting everything around you, fills your focus very fast. Your movement is heavily restricted when using this, but even so, this is generally your go-to PA for AoE. Heavenly Kite is a quick PA that has you cut upwards into the air. While it might not seem like anything special right away, it shines by being able to completely fill your focus when landing the entire PA, which usually isn't a problem because it's so fast. Kestrel Rampage has you perform a flurry of attacks in front of you and ends with you raining down photons onto your target. This PA then becomes much better when crafted, as its range and damage increase depending on how much focus you have at the time. Though this will also spend all of that focus too. That being said, this is best used as a combo ender and when at full focus. And keep in mind both versions of this PA do have super armor too. Immortal Dove swings downwards while tossing out a few short range projectiles in front of you. This is actually the fastest PA and surprisingly one of the strongest too. When used on the ground, the first hit does 30% of the damage and the second does 70%. However, when used in the air, there's only one hit and it does 100% of the damage. Justice Crow starts by drawing an arc symbol in the air, during which time you will have guard frames. You will then fire this out as a projectile that has some homing properties, and it will explode on impact. The explosive radius and damage are pretty decent, and this can quickly fill your focus too. Starlings Fall will summon blades around you to then have them explode while sending you up into the air. You will be invulnerable during the entire animation, but its damage is quite low, so it usually doesn't get too much use. Grand Wave is Jetboot's gap closer that will perform a bunch of kicks upon reaching your target, that concludes with one final big kick, all while maintaining a permanent perfect attack window. Landing this up close does more damage, and when landing all hits you will accumulate 2 bars of focus too. When using the weapon action at any time during the animation, you will instant cast D-Band in a small area and proceed to flip you backwards with some iframes and can be cancelled out of with a dodge. Strike Gust will have you kick upwards into the air, and when crafting it, you can hold this PA to keep spinning while draining about 10 PP per second. This really ramps up in damage after about the 7th spin too. When using the weapon action at any time, with either version of this PA, you will come crashing down to the ground and instant cast Shifta. Surging Gale darts you around in the air while doing damage and finishes with a kick. Using the weapon action at any time will then start spinning you around with a suction effect, as well as instant casting Xanvers. This, just like the previous PA we mentioned, can have its shift action cancelled with a jump. Jetsweep Kick is the strongest normal PA the jet boots have access to. Normally, it releases a shockwave out from your character and can be decent for mobbing. When using the weapon action right before the shockwave part, you will then instead perform an extremely powerful kick. Both versions of this attack will deplete all accumulated focus, and deal more damage depending on how much focus was drained. So, your goal should be to only use this when at full focus. There's then a compound PA for jet boots, which executes a series of kicks that spew out lightning. The last hit hits twice for about 2/3 of the entire PA's damage, and if you use the weapon action just before the last hit, you will instead perform a strong upwards kick. If you guys would like to know more about Bouncer, check out my other Bouncer videos. And if you really want to learn more about Bouncer after that, I highly suggest taking a look at Kyle's written Bouncer guide. as it has just about everything you'd want to know about when it comes to Bouncer. And with that, take care.